Broadcasting live.
Listen live online 24/7.
24/7. Around the world.
Right here. Right now.
It's 300 Radio.
And you know this, man?
We are so heartbroken to have to report that the legendary soul singer Angie Stone has passed away. She was involved in a fatal car crash over the weekend and succumbed to her injuries. We are thinking about her family, friends, and countless fans during this difficult time. Angie was a true icon and was loved by everyone who knew her. We will be paying tribute to Angie Stone soon here on 300 Radio by playing all of her greatest hits and celebrating her incredible life and legacy. Rest in peace, Angie Stone.
Let's see if everything's coming through. Yeah, she go.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear ya.
What's up, sugar? Hold on one second. I'm doing some due diligence while I got you on the screen. Hold on one second. I want to make sure everything is playing properly because I haven't been checking. But anyways, weekend. I know we've talked over the weekend, but they haven't heard us talk. How's everything? I didn't talk to you since, what was it, 2 days ago? So how's everything going?
Everything's going pretty good. I
you
can't complain.
Are you centered today?
I like to think. No, let me stop lying. Yes, I'm centered today.
All right, hold on one second because I want to make sure the background noise is already acting up. Hold on one second, okay? Give me a second.
Okay.
Give me a second. I want to make sure everything's working well. All right, hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's see what's happening in the background. I just want to make sure everything's going well because I don't want to do
No
this
problem. I understand.
Oh, that sounds horrible. Hold on. All right, so I have the playback going, so no worries about that. If you don't, like I say, don't worry about it. If the playback is bad, I'll make sure I upload everything again. But anyways, I'm gonna dive right in. I already know what you want to talk about to start the episode.
I want to talk about.
You know you want to get right into Jade is what you want to get right into. I know that's all you want to talk about.
No, I thought we were gonna discuss, what we talked about on Friday.
Yes,
end,
I do. I do have.
I mean, I can talk about Jade now.
I'll tell you this. I have them both pulled up. I have where I had it covered to make today. What we're gonna cover is the top 10 list of our favorite top 10 male actors of all time. That is on the list. I just pulled Jade up first because I know you are a Elimination Chamber fan, and I want to get it out of the way. So, if you would like, we can go ahead and dive right into that. So let me get that off the screen.
Sure. I'm just so excited for her. She just came back looking like she's ready to go. My God, that woman is gorgeous and amazing, and it was just exciting to see. Our girl Bianca. Somebody said she should have got Academy Award.
Hold on one second.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I'm Sarah. Say that again. I had all kinds of crazy shit going on. Go ahead again. What'd you say?
Okay. No, I said somebody said our girl Bianca should get an Academy Award for her performance in the pod.
She did. She should definitely get that because she did her stuff. When I say she looked like she beat the dog shit out of Trinity. I'm talking about in real life and I gotta say, first of all, and if anybody's not a fan of wrestling, let's go ahead and say too, the person who's getting attacked has to sell it. So let's first and foremost give Trinity Naomi her props because she sold the shit out of that the whole entire time. I loved her for that. So I say big up to Naomi for that.
She did, absolutely. She did. I was just impressed by honestly all three of them for different reasons. But they the big three for a reason, and it ain't just a title. Like Naomi, Bianca, Jade, they all have their own lane, and they're all amazing for different reasons. And I'm just hyped. I have no idea what's next. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but when her music hit, Naomi turned around and looked at Bianca.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Immediately started taking her coat off. Like that's what you do when you get ready to fight.
Right.
And so, like, was this Naomi on her own? Was she aware? Are they gonna are they trying to? You know, you got to have a heel and a baby face.
Yeah, I'm going to defend.
So is Rhea going to be the baby face? They're going to turn Bianca into the heel? Like, what's going to happen?
Well, I don't know. Let me say this. I do not know what's going to happen because Rhea obviously is going to be EO tonight. We know this. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be they're going to wait to do it with Jade and Bianca after WrestleMania. But I can definitively tell you Bianca's going to be the heel. Let's see that already. I don't know if you caught the post-game report she did, but that like further solidified it for me that Bianca was going to be the heel. I don't know if you caught it.
Oh no, what did she say? I didn't see it.
So you know they sit down with Big E and everything after the show and they do the post-game, right?
Yeah.
So they're sitting down, she's sitting down with the three of them and she's talking and she basically lets them know, she don't know what's going on. They only really wanted to talk about the attack. And so then they kept talking about, well, how did you get yourself refocused to get back into the match? And she was like, well, I had to do what I had to do, but before I can even focus on Rio or EO, I'm gonna have to focus on this and figure out what's going on. I said, yeah, they're definitively setting up for that now. They're definitely setting up for that. So
well,
I'm excited.
Let me tell you, a lot of people were disappointed when Jay first came in because they wanted to see Bianca versus Jade. But I'm going to tell you, I'm so glad they waited because Jade, at the time when she came in, she wasn't ready. But the way she performed last night, baby.
She came through in the clutch, didn't she?
I mean, her timing was great. She didn't look off. She didn't look confused. She didn't look like she hesitated. She went in. She did what she had to do, and she left out. She looks amazing. Like, it's gonna. This might, and I think that's probably why they held off because they knew she wasn't ready to really go toe to toe and make magic with Bianca when she first got in, and now she is. So I'm ready.
But I will say this. I will say. Remember, I always tell you they only allow one at a time. The only thing that I do not hope that isn't ready to happen is I hope they're not ready to put them against each other and then have one of them fall off. They like to do that with black wrestlers. So hopefully, and it's going to probably be Bianca's going to lose to Jade because they're building up Jade. And I have no problem making them into a rivalry. Let's just make it a even rivalry. So that way we can have a Sasha versus Charlotte thing for a long run. I don't have no problem with it.
Now, what do you mean one at a time, though? I might be misunderstanding when
I always say in every genre, they like to have the special Negro. So, like, if you remember, Chris Rock told the joke years and years and years ago that he had to be the greatest comedian in the world to live in the neighborhood that he lives in, and he's the only one there. And so he always talks about being the special Negro. And I always say it wasn't Chris, and then Chris had to go to Dave. Dave had to go to Kevin. Kevin had to go to Kevin. It always is one that has to be special. So, like in wrestling, can you tell me when The Rock was sitting at the top of the game, who was also the other black person was at his level? Because I don't know anybody. So I always say they always pick one wrestler at a time.
There wasn't anybody there at that time. So.
Okay.
That would have been on the top level like that. That was black other than The Rock. But let me say this to you.
Go ahead.
I'm not concerned about that in the least. Bianca is legit one of the faces of the company.
She is. I agree. She is.
Right?
Yeah.
And Jade, as she says on her own, I am one of one, a generational talent. That would be this, and I'm not disagreeing that that's how it all normally is in most anything, sports, movies, TV, entertainment, corporate probably. But what I'm saying is this is to me something different because they're two extremely special talents. You can only have one champion at a time. Can I see? Well, do I think they'll have one be champion on one SmackDown, one be champion on Raw? No, probably not. But they will always be on PLEs. Both of them will always be on the biggest stages of the shows because they're just that they're just that talented.
Well, I hope you're right. That's what all I would say. I hope you're right. You know, I always say this. I am not a person who's going to give you grace until you give me a reason to give you grace. So
Hey, I don't blame you because of past
Yes.
history.
Yes.
You can only go by what you've known from the past. So I get that.
That's what I generally do. And like I say, am I hopeful? Do I wish that they push them both? Yes. Do I think that they should do? Because, right, to be honest with you, let's take Trinity, for example, right? See, what I want of wrestling to get to, period, for black people is Trinity's been around for over a decade, right? But do you see how when Randy Orton's music hit, even though Randy hasn't been in the picture for the longest, he still gets love. You know what I'm saying? And the company still will prioritize him in some aspects, somewhat. And I know Randy just lazy. I always say Randy act like he don't give a shit. He just seems like he dare. But
He's trying to get that pension.
yeah, I know. I don't blame him. But I just say for me, when I'm watching black people, I want you to take the person like Trinity. Trinity's in the same age group as these women. Even though she's been around longer, she's in the same age group as these women. Let's not act like she's used goods and she's just there to be beat on. She should still be relevant to them at this point. Now, do I think that she should fix her hair and all that other good jazz? Yes. But I think that she should still be considered relevant, in my opinion.
But see, I don't understand why you don't consider her being relevant. This woman is literally having matches dang near every week. See, people think, and you know, as a wrestling fan, you know this is not so much. Of course, having the title gives you a certain prestige, fair enough. Mm-hmm. But what these people want is they want TV time. They want matches. She's had title matches. There are women in that locker room that don't even get on TV.
Look, I get
that she's not being. She has to be used according to, you know, what other talent they have.
Okay, because let me say this.
Roster. She literally just been, for the past couple months, been tag team champions.
Well, I'll say this, and I'm not even talking about tag. Tag team's a different thing. We can talk about that. But when I'm talking about solo stars, and I'm not trying to say she's not on TV. What I'm saying is that, you know, like anyone else, you want to be a great when you get into something. Majority of people. And what I mean when I say about her is that, all right, you remember when Rhea first became title, they really gave Rhea nobody to go against?
I don't think they had it. I think everybody was injured. I don't think they had anybody.
Okay, just say they did. But you remember, I remember when they went to, was it Saudi Arabia? They had her go against Natty, right? And when she went against Natty, everyone knows Natty don't stand a chance in hell. They put Trinity in that. They put Trinity in that position for me. Every time she's up for a title now, I know she's not going to win it. So it's like, for me, like in the chamber last night, right? Remember we were going back and forth on text message. I was like, Baby Bailey, could be Trinity. I mean, it could be. But I knew Trinity wasn't winning. Period, bar none. And what I'm saying is, that's
what I wanted to get. What I wanted explanation from you from, because I'm gonna be real. Trinity, unless there's some big fan wave of support and backlash and whatever, Trinity will probably never be world champion again.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I don't think it has anything to do with other than the fact that, I put her in the same boat as Natty. Both of them have been world champions. I believe Natty won. I think she won one, and that felt like it was a mercy win for her. But
I can see that too.
Like you said, they've both been in the business for over a decade now. And it is like, and then unfortunately, I have to say this, it's different from the men versus the women. When the men have been in there longer, they're considered aged and they're the goats and they're the this. But the women is like, okay, there's a new hottie coming up. Let's put them chicks on the back burner because we got the new hotties coming up. And so I think it's more of a gender thing than a race thing when it comes to that. And I just appreciate that they're not giving her Natty treatment and throwing Natty in the stuff. The only time you see Natty is when they're in Canada.
Well, I just say, for me, what I mean is what I'm saying is that I think what we've gotten used to seeing this in wrestling. It's just like anything else. We're used to only seeing one great black comedian at one time. So when you say it is, so what it is, we're used to it. See, I'm just in a different headspace. My headspace is different. I look at the world like this. I look at it as the fact of why is it that Seth Rollins is always around the picture of the title? It's because he's a white guy and they say, oh, he's popular. Of course he's popular. They put money into him. They put energy into him. What I want for us to understand is the reason why black people get tossed to the side all the time in every facet of life, it is because we're used to it. And so what I'm saying is that being that Jade, Bianca, and Trinity are all in the same age group. Trinity is still one of the most athletic people that they have. Let's still make her as relevant as a Jade or a Bianca to the point to where if a Jade has to wrestle at a, like I give you an example. You know at WrestleMania, people would love to see Bianca versus Jade. But it's going to be it's going to be Bianca versus Rhea. So now people are like, well, Jade's going to probably wait till after WrestleMania. I've been seeing that. And it's because they don't see Trinity as being big enough to go at WrestleMania with. Now, for me, I would love to see it. But I know that they're not going to probably...
She won her one and only... she's a two-time...
No.
The first title she won was at a WrestleMania.
Yes, I remember that.
There.
Now, I remember that. I remember when she came out. Yeah. Look, what you're talking about is she did it then. What I'm saying is now I'm talking about staying power. So now I keep going back to that. It's the staying power. If she was good enough to win it then, if she's good enough to be put in matches now, I don't want her to turn out like they're doing. They're doing that with AJ Styles right now. You know AJ's not winning nothing. So they keep pushing him, but he'll get into big matches, but it's almost like throwaway matches for me. I want her to stay relevant for real because she's talented. That's what I'm saying.
But see, this is my thing. I want you to think about something. The pay-per-view was 4 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 4 hours long.
It was 3 hours and change, but I'm with you.
Okay. There were only 2 moments that I have seen people talking about online.
Jade
of course, it was John Cena. It was John Cena turning and Jade attacking Naomi.
Right.
Naomi, it was in the elimination match. Naomi is the one who worked that for Jade. To say that she's going down to the back burner, I think our definitions of wrestling back burner is different. Do I think she will ever get and win another title? Probably not, because they got too much up and coming talent.
But see, that's my thing.
They're the ones that they're focused on, but they are still utilizing Naomi, and I feel like that is their way of continuing to make her relevant.
Okay, so this is my thing, though. This is my thing. Do you remember during the Divas days when they were on E, right? Mm-hmm. Trinity actually had the biggest following out of all the women, even over the twins. I can't think of their name at the time, right now. You know what I'm talking about.
Bella Twins.
So what I guess I'm trying to say to you is that I have no issue with that, but what I have an issue with is, you see how Charlotte leaves? And when Charlotte comes back, she's right in the middle of winning the title. And you know she's going to probably win it. I'm saying that Trinity should get that same respect that they give a Charlotte.
No. Why do you think nobody should get that treatment that Charlotte gets? Why do you think the fans she was literally coming in as a babyface. She got booed so bad after the Royal Rumble. She looked like she was about ready to cry in the ring until she realized she needed to turn on Charlotte the heel. People are sick and tired. The only time there's not a belt around Charlotte Flair's waist is when she is injured. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as she comes back, they put that strap right back on her. And people are, the only reason why Becky Lynch became the man was, of course, the punch to the face. But prior to that, she got her popularity on attacking Charlotte Flair.
Okay,
Charlotte
so you don't realize, but that's my point. So my point.
No, what I'm saying is, but there is no other wrestler of any race, of any gender, other than maybe Roman Reigns, that gets that level of special treatment.
So this is okay. So what I'm going to say is, and this is what I'm saying.
So nobody should get that.
Okay, what I'm saying is this. I cannot stress this enough, and I will keep going back to this. You give Trinity that treatment of they have new talent when she's old. That's why Randy does that. Randy said it out of his mouth. That's why The Undertaker does it. They're at that status. They have moved Trinity into that status. And what I'm saying is, she's not that old. So she should not be in Natty status. She should still be in Bianca and Trinity status. I don't care. Let me finish. Let me finish my statement. So my statement is, what you're saying is that there's new talent. Yes, there's new talent coming from NXT on the male side all the time. But for some reason, Seth Rollins still keeps his ass in the mix. So what I'm saying is, I'm just saying, she's at the same age. She's not 40, pushing 50. She's not that old. Why doesn't she, and I'm not saying she has to get Charlotte treatment. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that when Trinity steps into a match, I do not like to have the fact that I know she's only there to be a placeholder. That's what I'm saying for a title. That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but she's still in the title.
She's not though.
She just let.
No, but that means she's not. I'm saying that means she's not. When I see a Jay kept going. Now, mind Jay has pushed over, but Jay is an anomaly. I've seen a lot of people get the same buzz like Jay got, but they remember they had him losing for a year and a half completely. This wasn't the plan. I can definitively tell you the plan wasn't to keep making him lose so he was going to be popular then. No, they just couldn't deny him. And the fans wouldn't let it be denied. They were doing their best trying to kill that momentum for him, in my opinion. And it just didn't die. So what I'm saying is that they do this for wrestlers. They do this in life, period. When I want to because it's a subject I want to get into with you eventually. I don't have to be today. But they do this with Black society all the time. When they're ready to kill you, they kill you. And all I'm saying is that Trinity is just used to build up everyone else, but she's never going to be considered. Because see, at the end of the day, I look at.
But know that's what happens, though, right? That's what they do.
Yes, but what I'm saying is
that is officially not hell.
They do that.
Did you not hear John Cena say? John Cena for the past 2 to 3 years has been coming on just to get talent over.
Yes, because John Cena is 50 and he doesn't wrestle anymore. That's why he's there.
But you're considering. Why? Tell me the whole. You keep saying age, right? She's not that old.
Yes.
It's not about age. It's about who they want to have in these matches and who they want to see.
Okay, so
let
me ask you a question. If Trinity wins, if Trinity won a title, that means somebody would want her to win the title, right? And the company, correct?
Agreed.
So what I'm saying to you is this. You use John Cena. I can't use John Cena. John Cena needs to be used like Trish Stratus. You say I didn't say anything about Trish Stratus match? That's how Trish Stratus should be used. She's there to put over new talent. She's not a wrestler anymore. Trinity isn't that girl. No, listen.
To help Tiffany.
She's there for Tiff. She's not there for Trish Stratus. She's there to push over new talent. That's where she's at now. I'm saying Trinity's not at that age yet. Age physically, mentally, or in the business. She's there every week. So she needs to be, if you want her to be relevant, like you're bringing up a Rosie or whatever, Roxana Perez or this, that, and the person. What I'm saying, I have no issues with that. But what I am saying is Charlotte, like you say, can leave. If Becky comes back, Becky's back in the title shot and she's going to win it. So what I'm saying to you is this. Trinity should get the same respect. That's all that I'm saying. I just want her to be considered an actual real champion, not a placeholder. That's all that I'm saying.
But she's on TV. How can you consider her a... There's only...
Because she's never going... Because you admitted she's not going to probably win another title. Do you think Seth Rollins is going to win one?
And guess who else? And guess who else is never, ever going to win another title?
Who's that?
At least not the World Championship title. AJ Styles will never win another title.
AJ Styles is 50.
Randy Orton.
He's 50.
Lamar. Oh.
They're old.
First of all, he's not 50.
Who? AJ?
But let's be real. Take age out of this. You're standing on the age thing. Okay,
yes.
We're gonna take age out of it.
I can't though.
AJ Styles. AJ Styles has never looked better. He has never moved better. He still got it. So why is he not going to be considered ever having another championship? Randy Orton, even though he got a lot, he ain't got that much in the tank anymore. He still looks amazing. He can still go. Why would he not get another championship? Because that era of time for them being at the tippity top, vying legitimately, where we can say we don't know if they're going to win it or not, that time for them is over.
Because they're old.
And
in my opinion.
and again, let me say this, and you know this is real. The ages for men versus the women are different. As far as the world concerned, Trinity, as a woman, is the same age as Randy Orton as a man.
Why is she considered that and not Bianca then when they're all around the same age?
Bianca, first of all, how old is Bianca?
Let's go. I'm gonna pull it up while you're talking. Go ahead, keep talking.
Wait a minute. So, first of all, it's not so much the age; it's how long you've been there. It's always what's new, what's fresh, what's coming up. To your own words, Naomi has been there for over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
She won the championship. She's been 2-time women's champion, and you're acting like she can't. She's still a funkadactyl.
No,
this
what
woman has made her mark. But I'm gonna just keep it out there. I'm gonna just keep her.
What I'm telling you is you keep saying that, but what I'm saying is she may have been on wrestling for a while, but all the women that came in around her time that they wanted to make special, they would still do it. Charlotte is the one. Then they would do it with.
But see, you're confusing. Naomi has been in the business, not in the business, but she's been an active wrestler longer than Charlotte.
Okay.
Have you even look how they do Bailey? Bailey was the 4 horsewoman. Look what they did to Sasha. They ran her out of the thing. Mm-hmm. Look how and I'm gonna be honest with you. The word on the street is Becky felt like she stepped away because she felt like they weren't paying her like she should be getting paid. So she said, "I'm getting out of here." So to say that they're just doing this to Naomi,
I'm not saying they're just doing it to Naomi.
The ones that came up with Naomi was the Bella twins, was Natty, was Alicia Fox.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something now? Can I say something to this? I just want to say this to it. At the same time that you're telling me, some people have short lives, some people have long lives in wrestling. Like you give an example, Naomi's been there for a very long time. So has the Usos. The Usos didn't pop till later. It just is what it is. But what I'm saying is, and I will continuously keep saying, it's only thing that I'm only making one point. I'm just saying, if Trinity, if they wanted to make her more special, she would be. It isn't because she's been there forever. It isn't because of things, because when she was there for a short period of time, when she was the diva that was making all that noise, they still was prioritizing people over top of her. The Bella twins. So what I'm saying is that I'm just saying, and again, I keep making the point that she's in the same age group as these people, and they just don't they've never prioritized her. And then she did get it.
How can Lamar? You can count on. You can have both hands up in the air, okay, and say how many. And the biggest thing that in wrestling is to win a championship at WrestleMania. You can put your hands up and name the number of women who have become champions on the grandest stage of them all, and still have a plethora of fingers left over. You're what you're doing is a disservice to Naomi, because you're undermining her career and all of her accomplishments because
I just think she's still being it.
You love Naomi, and she's amazing. She's still amazing, and you want her to be on that. You still want her to be on the level of the. No. I want her to be a. Go ahead.
I'm actually not, because if you know it, like I wish Destiny was here. This is my thing. I always say Naomi's her own worst enemy, because I have watched behind the scenes. That glow shit is her, and it's the worst shit she could be fucking doing for her career. I hate that shit. So this is not about that. I'm just saying she's just.
It looked like. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was going to say she's just representing every other black person I see at the same time. We're just speaking about.
It's starting to look like, and I may be wrong. Hopefully they're not writing. They had Jay beat her so bad to get her out of the WrestleMania picture, like injured her. But it's looking like one or two things is going to happen. My opinion. Mm-hmm. Either one, somehow, some way, Jade is going to get herself involved in a triple threat at WrestleMania, Bianca versus Rhea versus Jade, which I would be happy with.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it like that for me.
Or let me tell you, I'm okay. Or
Go ahead, I'm listening.
they're about to turn Naomi heel.
Yeah, Naomi's
and
ready.
that
Well,
glow
Trinity's
stuff
going
you
heel.
talking about, huh?
Trinity's ready to go heel. So Naomi's probably going to go heel too. I think both of them's ready to go
And
heel.
so that glow is going, and you're going to see a totally different
I
Naomi.
hope so.
They're literally, as you're saying, wait. As you're saying, they're pushing her to the wayside. They're literally about to revamp her into a whole new.
Well, last thing,
sir, you gotta let me get my thoughts out,
well,
bro.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
They're either that, or they're about to revamp her career, just like they doing with John Cena in his final year, and so people will want to see, and so they're giving her career new life.
Okay,
You're just all predicated upon if she's gonna win a title or not, and that's just not the end all be all of the business.
Let me say this, and then I'll move subjects from here. I'll just say this because we have to agree to disagree on this one. I do agree that they're ready to make her heel, but it's not. And this is just my whole important about it. It's not about It's not about her. It's about Bianca. She's just in between and the bridge that's going to get Jade and Bianca together. It has nothing to do with Trinity. Trinity's not getting revamped to the point where they're going to push her. I definitively can tell you,
No. They're not going to push her. They're not going to push her into a title thing. Her career, I don't care how old she is, her career based on, and they do it with numbers. They do it with the followers. They do it with who's talking online. They're doing who the fans are wanting to see. And unfortunately, they're clearly not getting to the point where, and let's be real, AJ Styles is still one of the most popular wrestlers out there. Did you see his how they greeted him in, I think it was France? The whole freaking building was shaking. But he is now in the era of his career where he's getting people over. He's literally about to get Braun Breaker over. That does not take away his career. That does not take away his status. That's just what they do in the business. Once you get to a certain level, and new people are coming in, this is your time, AJ. Even though you can still go, even though you're in the best shape of your life, we got to keep moving. We got to keep the machine moving.
Okay, so
and
this is
what it is.
Okay, so let me say this again. So this is my own conjecture from it, and then I'll leave it here, and I'll tell you we have to agree again to disagree. My only conjecture is to it is this. Again, you're telling me all of this stuff. I agree with majority of what you said. AJ Styles, the whole nine, and Randy, the whole nine. I agree with all that. One thing I can definitively tell you is AJ is pushing 50. Randy it's 50. All of those people are old. I'm talking about over the hill for me. And I also know a lot of times when those guys get like that, they don't want to be on the road like that anymore, long periods of time. So that's why they move into the era of wanting to push people over. That's not even my argument. My own argument that I only have for Trinity and every other black wrestler is going to be in every genre of entertainment. It is going to be the fact of they set systems in place to where it's going to feel and look like it's authentically happening that way. And so that's why I say when it comes to Trinity, I brought up the Diva thing, is because at that time, Trinity was the most popular on that show. And during that Divas run, she never got a title shot until after the Diva run was pretty much over at the end and coming to an end. But she was still the most popular. Being that she was so popular, if she was white, she would have got pushed. And I'm going to use this one example.
Well, I have to disagree with that too. She wasn't the most popular.
Okay.
Okay.
No. But see, you have to realize something. You said numbers at that time, because I remember this because Nate brought it to me at this time. She was so excited and complete, just like you, a little black girl, had a bigger following on Instagram at the time than the Bella Twins did. And so why I'm saying that is for, again, the Bella Twins are iconic in this business, even though the bitches couldn't wrestle. And Trinity isn't going to be considered iconic. Mark my words. And all I'm saying is this.
Wait a minute. At this point, do you think the Bella Twins are considered iconic?
The Bella Twins will go in 5 years or less when it's time, and they're going to go into the Hall of Fame well before she does, even if they stop wrestling all at the same time.
Sir, they went in 2 years ago.
Okay, well, there you go. See, that's my point. So my point is just what I'm saying.
And they're not wrestling anymore.
What I'm saying.
sir.
Miss
Sir.
Lovett, are you gonna let me
Which
get it
one
out?
is it now? Is
Miss
she ready
Lovett,
for
Miss
the Hall of
Lovett,
Fame?
Miss Lovett, can
Is
I
she
get it
ready
out?
for
Can I get it
Yeah.
out? All right. You talked through me this entire time. I stopped and let you do it. My point is, this is just my conjecture. You don't have to agree with it. But I'm going to tell you, I look at the world differently than you do. The way that I look at things is like this. The reason why there is no iconic black wrestler other than The Rock is it because they didn't have the talent in that business or people come through there. There is a system always in place. It's the reason why black people bring up the rear. And I'm saying is what you're telling me are reasons and excuses, and I agree. I'm not saying these can't be valid. I'm just saying it always seems to end this way for black people. That's only my conjecture.
Okay.
And I'm just go ahead. I know you want to say. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going. Go ahead. No,
I have one question.
Go
I have
ahead.
one question for you then. So, why isn't, as far as the women's talent go, why isn't Rhea Ripley and Bianca is considered the face of the company?
Say that one more time. Why is Rhea Ripley what now?
So Bianca is literally one of the faces of the company.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I agree. No, I totally agree.
Rhea's popularity is even bigger than Bianca.
Right. Okay.
Why is Rhea not considered the face of the company?
Well, for one, I have no idea why they like to push out Bianca over everyone. I do not. But you say that let me finish.
Go ahead.
Yes, very much so today. Good Lord. What I'm
Let
saying.
me tell you, Friday you wouldn't let me get a word in. I said I got to get my points out this time, but go ahead.
Okay. So, but what you're telling me is like, okay, is not LeBron the face of the NBA?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes. Okay. I do not care who they are prioritizing at that moment. I'm just trying to say to you that example, I can give you one in other arenas that they will prioritize black people. My end of the day, it always comes in two aspects of life that I care mostly about. One is going to be financially. Who makes more money, Rhea or Bianca?
I don't know.
All right. That's one thing. I can pull it up while we're talking, but I'm going to pretty much 9 times I agree Rhea probably makes more money. And so that's going to be a problem for me because I'm going to say just like you, why is Bianca the face and Rhea's making more money? That would be a problem for me. And so after that, I would say at the same time, when The Rock was there, was The Rock's contract bigger than Stone Cold's or was it equal to Stone Cold's at that time? Now, and that's going to be a give or take. You could say Stone Cold, other people say The Rock. We could go that way. I wouldn't argue. But what I'm going to tell you is there's never going to be a time in wrestling history to this date where the black person is going to make more money than anyone else. And so what I use that as is a measuring stick for the advancement of my people, not just popularity. That's what I'm saying. So, but that's it. Like I said, we agree to disagree on that. Moving on, the other one thing. Did you put your list together, ma'am? Top 10.
I did
No, you
not.
didn't. No, you didn't.
But I don't have to. I have it up here in the brain.
Okay. All right. So
now,
while
we're talking about, when we say actors, are we talking about women and men, right?
Well, I'm going to put it on the screen now. We're going to go males today. And the only reason why is because it's a place called Rankers. Rankers did this list. That's what I was telling you about. And it was like, okay. I didn't have a problem with the list, but I thought the list was egregious on the order. So I don't totally agree with the list at all, but I definitely don't agree with the order. So, and let me give you a good start again, because I have it on the screen. I know you can't see it, but on the screen, they have everywhere from, I can't see the 10th person. Jamie Foxx is 10, Eddie is 9, Danny Glover is 8, James Earl Jones is 7, Forrest Whitaker is 6, 5 is Chadwick Boseman, 4 is Lawrence Fishburne, 3 is Samuel Jackson, 2 is Morgan Freeman, and 1 is Denzel Washington. Before you start, I want to say this. I don't just go off of big names, because I think there are some amazing talent that we've had on the screen for years that we may not know their names. So my list may look different than everyone else's, but I will let you start first. If you had to put people on a list, what would it be? And 10 may be a lot for you to do, so maybe do you 5.
No. I don't have a problem with that. And forgive me, my memory is really bad. There were 10 names you said out.
Yeah, I figured you won't remember them all. That's why I said if you were looking, you'll know.
I do want to just give me a moment to name them and give a small reason why I feel like they should be in the top 10.
Okay, go ahead. I got you time. I'm gonna put myself on mute.
So, oh no, you're not doing that, but I feel like, of course, Denzel Washington should be up there.
Yes, I agree.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if he should be number one.
Okay,
because
give me a reason.
My opinion is, when you're talking about acting, and you can get up there and you can fully change who you are, and you're a totally different human being than what we see you on the red carpet and this and there.
I think I know where you're going. I think I know where you're going with it, Dan. Go ahead.
And, well, there are others that have done, like, Denzel Washington is an amazing actor. Don't get me wrong. But most of his characters, I feel like he's just playing himself in real life, other than Malcolm X.
Right.
And, you
probably say Training Day.
Himself.
Training Day, another one, because he was totally out of.
I feel like Training Day. Some of that is just probably him. I've seen him on red carpets and interviews.
Okay, so let me ask the question. So basically, what I get from what you're saying is, you're saying when what you're considering, you're not saying he's not a bad actor. I know you're not. So what you're saying is that, but when you see him, you feel like that's just Denzel. In this role as John Q. That's Denzel as Malcolm, but it's still Denzel. And I would have to. I agree. Let me say that about him. I agree. But I'm going to still put him in my top 3 for one reason only. Because actors who can do it over and over again and can evoke emotion without talking is special to me. And he has made me move to tears just by facial expression. That's an actor to me.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's what my difference is.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But I don't know if anybody's ever recognized this. But Samuel Jackson, who would be in my top 10.
I agree.
I don't think this man, not only does this man, it's weird. So he changes his physical appearance in everything he does. I don't think there's 2 movies where he looked alike.
Now, because Shaft doesn't look like Black Snake Moan at all, does it?
Right? I mean, like the only 2 movies I could think came close was what was that Spike Lee movie where he played is it Jungle Fever? He played a crackhead.
Oh, you told me he played a crackhead, and then the dude and Coming to America favored each other, right?
That and his role in A Time to Kill.
Okay, yeah.
Very bummish, but
which was an amazing movie. People don't ever talk about anymore.
Yeah, he's good at changing his appearance and never looks the same. But then again, now that I think about it, you still kind of get the same character, just in different ways.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I was gonna let you finish, but I was gonna say he does look different every time, but I get motherfucker every time.
Yeah. Even when he was a Poe Hick from a country town who was he was still defiant.
Can I say something to you to what you said that I agree with your assessment of an actor, but I'm gonna put it on a different person other than Samuel Jackson.
I know what you're gonna do.
You know I'm going Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I was gonna go Jamie Foxx.
It's like Jamie was born to
perform. Yes, he was. He was born to perform.
He was born to. Oh, no. He was born to be an entertainer.
Did you watch his stand up yet? Let me ask you. Did you watch the last stand up yet?
I couldn't finish it.
Okay, why you couldn't finish it? It was amazing. He had a good thing. It was good to me.
First of all, it wasn't a comedy. It was, this man was pouring his heart out.
Yes.
About what he went. It would if I was not expecting a comedy show, then I was expecting to sit down and laugh.
Okay, but
it was more tears than anything else.
Okay, so let me say this then. You're speaking for the viewing audience. You're speaking to a former professional comedian. I got paid, so damn it, I'm claiming it. You talked to a professional comedian, Jamie Foxx, who I've studied in that lane. That's how he always did it. So people are waiting for him to do it. Jamie's always did it that way. The only difference was that nigga went to church with his family that night. Reason why I didn't mind the thing not being a straight traditional comedy for me was for 2 reasons. One, I'm tired of everybody doing the same thing. He broke the mold that night. 1, and then 2, I didn't mind it because we get so much content on TV now that I don't connect to. We get so many actors and actresses in our community they force down our throat that I don't like a Cynthia Erivo. And when I saw that night, he connected with the audience. He connected with me. That's hard to do. And I just know that they push those types of people out. So for me, it was just an amazing show. That was just my opinion.
I mean, my intention was to go back and finish it, but I felt it was hard for me to watch it because in a comedy show, no, you don't. They got to build up the joke. I get it. They got to create a story.
Right.
And they're building up these jokes.
Right.
But he kept getting so emotional and kind of losing himself in his emotions that it kind of it felt like the crowd was a bit uncomfortable.
I think they were into it because it made me feel good because they was into it. So when I saw it different. I saw the crowd saying like, "This nigga's talking to." See, it's nothing to like being part of a show. You know what makes Dave Chappelle so special? It's the fact of, I'm gonna tell you, as a comedian, when you're writing your jokes, the art form that you're trying to produce is, I'm trying to make the audience feel like this is the first time I've thought of this. And this is the first time I've ever said it. And Dave has an ability to stand in front of a crowd with the most confidence. Like he's literally talking to people at the water cooler at work and just have a conversation that I know that he put together. Jamie did it that night, but it felt really like, hey, this wasn't the plan, but it just went here tonight. And to me,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's just amazing, man, to me. He's just amazing.
It just felt a little too heavy. This man is crying, like boo-hooing about his near-death experience at a comedy show. The story was beautiful. It was moving. Mm-hmm. But if he had did it in a different arena, and when I mean arena, like a different, like it wasn't
setting. You want a different setting for that.
Yeah, I think I would have been glued because I've always wanted to know. Everybody wanted to know what happened, but in between, and what it was is he would get super heavy, and then he would try to crack a joke, and you're sitting here watching this man cry, and then he tries to crack a joke, and you're like, you can't take somebody to that level of oh my God, man, he went through, and then it was just a lot for. And
I sent you the list too, so you have it in real time.
But let me say this: that does not take away his talent.
No, I agree.
What's so special about Jamie is he's in so many different arenas, whether it's acting, singing, comedy, drama. He does, so, like some people do one thing good, but then the other thing.
Jamie does everything well. He does everything well.
He does everything at a top tier level.
Can I say this about him? Go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Can I tell you a story?
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, he was doing an interview, and they were asking him about Django, and they were like, "Did you have a hard time learning how to ride a horse?" He said, "I already knew how to ride a horse." The horse that was in the movie was actually his personal horse.
Oh, I never knew that.
Texas.
Yeah, I never knew that.
Yeah. So they were like, "Oh, we got to teach you how to ride." When he was being interviewed, when they was promoting Ray, they were like, "So did you have to take piano lessons?"
Oh no, he had to do that.
Already knew how to play piano.
Right.
I didn't have to learn. Right. And he said how impressed
Ray was. I saw that.
Ray was.
Yeah.
And it's like this man changes his appearance as well.
Well, yes, because I was gonna
go
ahead. Because I was gonna say one film, and it wasn't my favorite movie of his, but 2 times he transformed himself, and he did one thing. I hated the Ali movie. It was boring, right? And I'm a Will Smith fan and Jamie Foxx fan, so it wasn't them. It was the story, the way they told it, right? So, but Jamie in the movie, to me, his character was the most engaging out of all of them. That's one.
Yeah.
2, another movie, he did an amazing job, but it wasn't the greatest story. And I'm going to tell you, is my biggest fear to this day, and it was The Violinist, because he played that fucking role. People like to do
I
the
didn't
other
see
one.
the whole movie.
Ooh, he played that. It's just to me to
Yeah, he
take.
did.
You can't go from that cool Jamie Foxx to the violinist. This nigga's amazing. Yeah, I'm so sorry. He's just amazing as an actor. So, but I did have a question for you out of the list, because then I want you to tell me, because I sent you the list. I text you the list, right?
I got it. Yeah.
What I want you to do is, instead of giving me your top 10, this top 10 they have up here, who would you remove and who would you put in if you had to remove them?
This is going to be a shocker.
Okay, go ahead.
I would take out Morgan Freeman.
Okay. I don't have any issues with that.
And I would put in someone that I think is probably the most underrated Black actor to date.
Okay, so let's see if we agree with this. Go ahead.
And Lord, why his name just threw out my brain.
All right, I can't hear you. You're cutting out a little bit. You're going out a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
That is Don Cheadle.
Okay, I was going to say, if you're talking about Don Cheadle, he's in my top 10 too.
Okay.
Don Cheadle.
He's so underrated.
Don Cheadle is. I'm going to tell you how great Don Cheadle is, and people don't even know. I remember Don Cheadle on The Hang with Mr. Cooper. That's how much I remember Don Cheadle. I remember Don Cheadle playing a role on what's the white women? Damn, what's
Golden
their name?
Girls.
The Golden. I remember on Golden Girls.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't even realize it until I started watching it about a year ago.
Are you watching Golden Girls?
I sure am.
Oh my God.
I sure do.
Oh my God.
I
You
do.
better get your ass into the 2000s and stop playing. What's wrong with you?
Let me tell you something. I am a connoisseur. I can appreciate the past and partake of it. I can
Right.
partake of the present and be excited for the future.
Well, I will say this, not to get on sidetrack, but I will tell you, I'm a big component of anything 90s related and backwards, solely because those people who produced back then tried to produce great content. Everybody today is just trying to live off what was out there before, and then they do a half-ass attempt at it. So I totally agree. Don Cheadle should be in the list, but he shouldn't replace Morgan Freeman. He should replace Chadwick Boseman. But keep going. Let's keep going.
Let me tell you something. No.
I do not like that man's actor, and I'm sorry he's passed, but he's not a great actor.
How can you say?
He's the only person in this list that I'm looking at that can't make my top 10. All the rest of them I can put in, but I wouldn't put them all in. But he can't make it.
Did you see this man portray Jackie Robinson?
Yes, I did. I
Did
saw him
you
play
see
James
this man
Brown.
portray
James Brown.
Yeah.
No, I know the James Brown. I heard that man not sound like James Brown. Look, okay, let's say it this way, love. Let's say it this way. Who talks about James Brown as being a classic film? Nobody.
Because it was also
It was a trashy movie. It wasn't good. No. Reason why Jamie Foxx gets picked on for picking the worst movies ever, which I don't dislike all his movies in my opinion. But Jamie Foxx in Ray was amazing. Malcolm X, Denzel Washington, kids today can't decipher who's really who. Amazing. Chadwick Boseman played a piss poor half-ass attempt at James Brown. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry.
Blasphemy. But let me tell you somebody else I would take out and put somebody else in.
Who?
I would take out Forrest Whitaker.
I would
Not to say he's not a good actor.
I can take him
He's a
out.
great
Yeah, I'm with
actor.
you. I can take him out.
But somebody who has been, and I know you're going to agree with me on this one.
Come on, let's go.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yes, Cuba gets a lot of slack because of the cooning that he did in his later life, but you cannot deny the man was radio was one of the most gifted, talented. That one, and I think Men of Honor was probably two of his best roles for me.
Lord Lamar, when he put that thing together, they pulled him out that water.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he took that hood, that hat off his head,
Yeah.
and he put his head chin up in the air like, and now what?
Yeah.
Oh my God! When you talking of that,
Yeah.
that evoked so much emotion out of me, and he didn't say one freaking word.
He is so amazing with that, and I agree. Only reason why he catch flack because he love the white women. That's it. That's the only reason why he catch flack. That nigga's amazing.
We're not talking about his personal life. We're talking about his acting.
All right,
and, and basically he just got you don't hear about him anymore because of all the controversy.
I can't, and I'm gonna put it to somebody else. Okay, like for me, you say you put him out. Chadwick comes out, we agree. You don't have to agree, but Chadwick comes out. I can pull out Forrest Whitaker. I can pull out James Earl Jones. I can pull out Morgan Freeman. But I'll tell you who I could put in that nobody really talks about, and he's not super duper famous name wise, but you'll know who I'm talking about. Did you watch Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad?
No.
It's the black guy on there. He also plays on the show on Netflix now called The Gentleman. He's Afro-Latino. Oh, I call him Afro-Latino. He's Afro-Hispanic. He's like black Hispanic. I cannot think of his name.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about he played in a like a 90s movie?
He was in the Spike Lee joints back in the day. He's been
I know who you're talking. He was okay. Do you remember if it's the guy you're talking about, was he on the episode of Living Single?
As what? As what?
He was
I'm ready to pull him up now.
On trial for murder, and Mac got him off, and then after she got him off, she thought he did it, and then she went up there to get proof. And
I cannot say his name because I am not a wordsmith, but he played Gus Fring on Breaking Bad. I'm showing it to the camera now so people have a reference point of what I'm talking about. But this man, if you look him, just look up Breaking Bad. Gus Fring, the black dude on there.
That's him.
Okay,
that's him.
That dude is one of the most amazing black actors that we've ever had, and I'm talking about he's been on everything, and he always does an amazing job. Always does amazing. He would go in my top 10.
You know who I just thought about?
Who?
When you brought him up?
Who?
I cannot remember. The one that played in Shaft. He played.
Oh, you talking about Jeffries? You talking about Peoples Hernandez? I love that man. Yes, you talking about he played.
Let me tell you something.
Muddy Waters, and I love him, Muddy Waters.
Yes. Yeah. He was so damn good.
Yes.
In Shaft that when I realized he was black, blue. Well, you could be Hispanic and be black.
Right. Yes, you can be.
But when I realized he was not of Latin descent, I blew my mind.
When people spoke, I put it like this: I fell in love with Peoples Hernandez so much. I walked around the house for about 6 months playing Peoples Hernandez. Then he fucked me because I'm gonna tell you, Cadillac Records to me is one of the most underrated black films of all times. And when I tell you, not only did Muddy Waters kill it, so did Columbus Short, so did Mos Def. Hell, Beyonce moved me in that movie at the end of it with I'd Rather Go Blind. That was an amazing fucking movie. They had talent throughout that film.
She doesn't get enough. That was an amazing scene. I think she had so many. Which we had to see her grow as an actress.
Yeah, she wasn't good.
So we kind of labeled her as not good,
right?
And so maybe she didn't get the props that she should have got for that scene and stuff like that. So right. Yeah.
But I agree with you with him, and it's something Jeffries is his last name. I think his last name is Jeffries, but he's an amazing. Either one. I know it's one or the other. I just know his name is Jeffrey something, but he's amazing. And so for me, I don't always go with what they picked for us, and that's why I wouldn't have put Danny Glover in. I wouldn't put James Earl Jones. Because I'll be honest with you, for me, and this is my personal conjecture, I say Forrest Whitaker. The best thing he's ever done is playing Bumpy Johnson right now. But it's nothing that I would label him be iconic. Morgan Freeman, best thing I seen him do was Shawshank Redemption. Like him as an actor. I'm not saying he does a bad job. Doesn't love him to be in my top 10. Lawrence Fishburne, we don't talk about enough about that man's talent. That man's an amazing actor. We don't talk about him enough. I think he should get his flowers. But I'm gonna tell you this. But in the list that's on the screen, you know who I put number one on my list. But I mean, behind Jamie, who I put number one. Number two behind Jamie. Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is the top of the food chain. What's that?
You ain't got no argument with me. I think they because he is a comedian, but this man has shown his range.
Yeah, people don't realize it, but that's not to cut you off, but people don't realize that's what is missing in Hollywood today. The reason why Will Smith and Denzel Washington, I ain't gonna say Denzel Washington, Will Smith, Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, and I ain't gonna say Martin Lawrence, but I'll say Eddie Murphy, Will Smith. I'll give you those two for example. When they are humorous personalities, but they are serious fucking actors. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you another one I'm gonna give you another one who's not on the list, and nobody will put him on the list. But this man is an amazing actor, and that is Mos Def. He is not a rapper; he is an actor.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, he is.
To go from for him and Will, to go from rapping to that level of acting that you do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
I ain't gonna hold you too much, like I know you gotta run a lot of time, but let me ask you real quick. Out of all of the rappers turned actors, and you put females in this if you wanted to, who would be your top three?
That's of course Will Smith.
Will is the top for that one. Yeah, I agree. Will is my number one.
If we're talking about accolades,
nah, I'm just looking off of your pure projection. You don't have to use the other people's standards.
I want to say I feel like Queen Latifah.
She's great.
Just her role in Set It Off was she totally revamped who she was for that role. That was an amazing performance.
You know what you did? You know what you did?
What?
You changed my mind. I was gonna say no, I put Ice Cube there, but I'm gonna tell you why I agree with you. And you changed my mind solely because I thought of Queen Latifah just playing roles, and she does her roles well. I just don't like the movies a lot of times. But she changed. Cleo is like when you play an iconic role, then you get that status. And I agree with you. Cleo was iconic. I just agree. A lot of my content and stuff is based around race relations. That's not because I choose to do that. It's just that it's built in everything that we do. Now, is race the number one contributing factor to why the world works the way that it does? No. But it is the number one excuse that is used, and is one of the main things. I don't even say it's an excuse. It's a portion and a part of it, but it's not the whole totality of why things work the way that they do. And I say that because, no, the rest of the world does not dislike you because of the color of your skin. That doesn't even make any fucking sense. They dislike you because of the conditioning that the people who run this world has made and put on them. It's the same way. The reason why we look at women who dress a certain way, we treat them a certain way. It's because we've told women who dress that way have a certain mindset. Now, if you had never heard of the mindset of that woman, her outfit is just her outfit. You wouldn't think she was a whore just because she dressed that way. You know she dresses like what you've seen whores act like. That's why we treat her like whores. I'm not saying that women that dress like that all think like whores, but I'm going to tell you this is one of the main reasons why we do. So, but it is the number one reason, and it's built into every aspect of life's race is what I'm talking about. So we were talking about wrestling. If you understand how any entertainment field works, I think the thing that my good sister doesn't seem to get here is that she gives me, I don't want to say excuses. What she gives me is the reasons they give her. See, white supremacy isn't based in a way to where it's going to. White supremacy is not going to tell you that, hey, this is white supremacy and the reason why I'm doing this. It's going to give you a reason and an excuse. See, if they didn't give you an excuse for why they did what they did that was other than what the reason it was, people would be burning everything down every damn day. So that's the reason why. So yes, if a 35 to 36, 37-year-old woman has been around for 10 years and one has been around for 5 years, but both of them in the same age group, both of them still just as athletic, one should not get shunned away because she's been around longer. Because I have and what we're talking about is we have a black woman who's been there for a very long time, but she's not that old. But they are basically disrespecting her in wrestling, in my opinion. But they don't do that to the white women that's in the same arena, the same age group that came in at the same time. And I know they use her race for that. And I know it goes even deeper than that. I know that being that she... See, people think that white supremacy is a complete and total domination of black people. No, they will use black if they need you. I'll give you a classic example. The CW, or was it the WB? I think it was the WB. WB, when it first came on the air in the mid-90s, had all black content. They built themselves up off the backs of black people. We had every black household fell in love with the WB. I think it was the WB, if I'm not mistaken. To the point to where after all of the black folks came in, they started solely and systematically removing all the black content, replacing it with white shows that were similar to them. I.e. Girlfriends, Living Single and Friends. Same thing. Living Single's killing it. Black, the whole nine, the whole network. The network loves it. And then eventually they removed them, made Friends, and then made Friends make a lot of money. Now, people are going to say, like, if I was talking to Ms. Lovey, she probably would tell me, well, they had a really big following at Friends. That's why they paid them so much money. So the girlfriend, I keep calling her girlfriend, but so did Living Single. Living Single had a very big following. I remember the DL Hughley show, which I'm not a fan of DL or his TV show he used to have, but I remember the DL Hughley show he used to have. DL had a show, and I think it was the #1 show on the network for black households, and they canned it. It does not make sense. I've watched them over and over and over again, canned products that's supposed to be, they don't care that they're doing well economically. They still can it. Different World was like it. Different World was the #1 show on black households when they killed it. Now, they used the fact that they did the show about the LA riots as the reason, but that doesn't make sense. It's not good business. In slavery, the reason why they didn't have a lot of lynchings and things like that during slavery is because the enslaved people were insured. So if you killed your enslaved person, you lost money. So you're not going to do that a lot of the times. Same thing in that instance. The same thing. It's the same thing. But I digress. But when it comes to the actors and actresses, I think we're all going to have our own opinions on who we like and who we don't like. My top 10 list, I don't even know who it would be. But I can definitively tell you, Denzel's in that list. Jamie Foxx and Will Smith should be added to the list. People don't give Will a lot of his respect because of a lot of his off-the-air stuff that he has going on. But that man's talented. You got to say, if Will Smith today is going to put a movie out, we all going to see it. And that's another reason why, and she says she doesn't believe they're prioritizing other groups of people that look like black Americans. I can prove it. You remember, I don't even have to make you remember. Let's go this route. What movie in our culture right now does anybody get excited for anymore? Remember back in the day, we used to get excited for our movies when they would come out. The only film in the last, say, 10 years or so that we've all got probably hyped up to all go see was Bad Boys. See, if that was the case, then why they're not making other films with other black actors here in America that used to have hits, and that way we can make a lot of money? They're not trying to make money. I can definitively see that now. Because if that was the case, we'd have been making more remakes of black American films that we had that were big hits. They don't make those anymore. They got like a handful of people. And then two, moving forward, they're not making any new Will Smiths. They're not putting the Will Smiths in movies anymore. People say they're picking this person. He doesn't understand the culture. I love, like, it's a show on the CW called All American. I love this show. Well, I love the show up until this season. They had a pretty good cast, but the main guy on the show, he's not black American, but he's an amazing actor. Daniel somebody, I think his name is, or something like Daniel Caesar or something like that. But anyway, the brother's amazing. Franklin from Snowfall, Idris Damson, amazing actor. I love that nigga. He's good. So this is not to diminish them, but you do gotta ask, logistically, why would you skip over the pond to go grab actors when you have every black person in America who wants to be an actor? Every rapper wants to be an actor. Every musician wants to be an actor. Why are you bypassing all black Americans to pick people from other places if it's not on purpose? Because remember, you went to get actors from the music world because you knew they would generate numbers for you. Cynthia Erivo isn't doing numbers for black people, but you keep putting her in big films. Why? Because you're telling us, regardless if you want this bitch or not, we're going to give her to you. That doesn't even make sense to you. That doesn't even make any economical sense. All of these black films that you're putting out that doesn't have black Americans in it are failing at the box office, but you're going to still keep doing it. You're definitively telling me I don't want your films to do well. That's what I hear. That's what I hear every day. That's definitively what I'm hearing. I do not want your films to do well. But anyways, I digress. I have more to talk about, but I'll probably save it for tomorrow's show. We have been running on an hour and a half right now. So yeah, I'm gonna probably cut it short here. I've thoroughly enjoyed the show today, guys. I'm glad you guys came in. Quick, before I jump out of here. Housekeeping this week. 300radio.com. Please get on the website. Let me put it on the screen so you can see it coming. Where are you at? There you go. So please visit 300radio.com. We are going to be going live with a lot more content this week. We're going to be live with music videos. We have a music video show called The B-Side we're going to be playing starting tomorrow or Wednesday. I can't remember which day. But every day you're going to be able to come in and watch all the little hot new videos that I put up here for you guys. We have editor's pick. The editor, she picked the first show. So we're going to let you see her show and see what she liked. But outside of that, I'm going to start playing documentaries on here that's going to help move the culture forward. And if you got anything that you guys really, really want to see, definitely let me know. Other than that, Then I told myself, let me slow down too. I've been watching. Guys, am I talking too fast? Do I need to slow the pace down? And the reason why I say that is because I was watching the playback, and I'm noticing that I am rushing the show. So let's slow the pace down. Let's make sure we give you some really good content. So I'm ready to check out now. I want to appreciate you guys for coming and kicking it with me for the last hour and a half too. And I'll probably be back up here tomorrow. All right. I'll check you on the next one. Damn, that didn't come around. I will check you on the next one. Scott Free Morning Show, guys. We out.
Whoa. Before you leave this podcast and go somewhere else, did you hit the notification bell? Because if you didn't, please do so now. And I'm talking to the people who've already subscribed. But if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that as well. Hit the like button, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
From the city streets to your home, we bring the vibe to your phone. Music videos and the hottest news. 300radio.com got the juice. Podcasts that make you think and grow. Spotlight the voices you need to know. That culture running through the stream. 300 Radio, come living our dream. Radio.com, living our dream. 300 Radio, feel the rhythm, feel the light. Breaking news, our stories told. From the young to the old, positive vibes, nothing but best. 300radio.com, better than the rest. In every beat.com, better than the rest. In every beat, we stand proud. Voices lifted, voices loud. Connecting hearts across the way. 300radio.com every single day. Oh, 300radio.com every single day. Ooh, 300 Radio, feel the rhythm, feel the light. Breaking news, our stories told. From the young to the old, positive vibes, nothing but best. 300 Radio, get the juice. I got the juice.com, got the juice.